today, we have an inspiring yet challenging case of grade 6 advanced stage baldness. Our 38-year-old patient, who came to our QHT clinic for his hair transplant, and he had been battling a severely receded M-shaped hairline, thinning in the frontal and mid-scalp area, and a completely damaged crown. This was not just about losing hair. It was about losing confidence, identity, and the freedom to face the world without hesitation. Each passing day, the mirror became a reminder of something missing. But at our clinic, we believe no stage of baldness is beyond repair when science, precision, and artistry work together. With our scientifically personalized approach, expert hairline design, and advanced transplant techniques, we set out to completely reverse his baldness and give him a natural, dense, and youthful look that not only restores hair, but also transforms life. Now let us take you through his extraordinary journey from day 1 to 730 days and witness the change that redefines what is possible. So you can see how one right decision, taken at the right time, has the power to transform not just your looks, but your life and confidence also. So stay tuned till the end of the video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Now let's take a look at the detailed journey of this patient's hair transplant transformation. First, we analyzed our patient's condition before, where he was facing the challenges of grade 6 baldness, with a completely receded hairline that had transformed into an M shape. Both the frontal and mid-scalp regions showed significant hair loss, and the crown area was also visibly damaged. Although his baldness had reached an advanced stage, there was one major advantage, but luckily, his donor area was in excellent condition. This played a significant role in making the entire transformation not just possible, but highly successful. After that, our experts performed an in-depth trichoscopic analysis of the patient's scalp, carefully assessing the hair-skin contrast, donor area density, and the overall health of each follicle. This step is critical because an accurate diagnosis at this stage determines the success and longevity of the results. Based on this thorough evaluation, a custom-shaped hairline was meticulously designed using the Laser Hairline Designer tool for precise mapping. The exact distance from the glabella point was measured to the millimeter, ensuring the hairline aligned perfectly with the patient's unique facial proportions for a naturally balanced and age-appropriate look. In addition to designing the hairline, our experts carefully marked the affected frontal and mid-scalp zones, creating a clear surgical blueprint. These markings serve as a scientific and artistic roadmap for the surgical team. This level of planning not only maximizes the use of available grafts, but also guarantees that the results will look natural both today and for many years to come. If you too are ready to transform your look, just like our patient did, book your consultation with our experts today and take the first step towards a confident new you. During the surgery, the procedure began with the precise implantation of ultra-refined single-thin hair follicles in the hairline zone to create a soft and naturally feathered appearance. At the same time, double and triple hair follicles were strategically placed in the frontal and mid-scalp regions to provide both enhanced volume and fuller coverage. For the crown area, single, double, and triple hair follicles were implanted in a swirl pattern at carefully varied angles, replicating the natural growth direction and restoring a harmonious flow to the hair. In total, 5,800 grafts were meticulously extracted from the patient's safe donor zone, ensuring only the healthiest and most viable follicles were used. From extraction to implantation, every stage of the procedure was executed with scientific precision and artistic results that would not only improve appearance, but also transform the patient's confidence. The follicles chosen from the back and sides of the scalp, the primary hormone responsible for male pattern baldness, ensuring long-lasting and sustainable growth for years to come.
Hi everyone, this is Varun Khanna. My baldness and my issues with hair fall started about 6-7 years ago. Hot shower every morning. I think that possibly added to my baldness. I do have a history of baldness in my family. My dad lost his hair, but again, I think he started losing a lot of hair at around 50-year mark. So I was really concerned about my hair fall because obviously it makes you look a lot older versus having full set of hair. So I've done my research. I have looked around, different medications, different therapies outside of a hair transplant prior to making a decision on going down this route. And luckily for me, I was planning to make a trip to India last year, 2023, after almost 4 years because of COVID and all that was going on. So I came down to India, and I was talking to my mom and dad about, my interest in getting a hair transplant done. But I came across QHT Regrow, which was recommended to us by a family friend. And then I started doing my own research, as all of us do. Moment we get to know about something, we try, put it on Google, read about it, read the reviews. Luckily, I came across the YouTube videos from QHT Regrow, went through maybe 20, 30 of those. And to tell you guys the truth, I was concerned because Haridwar again is not known for hair transplant, right? It's a holy city. I was pleasantly surprised. Moment I walked in for my appointment here at QHT Regrow, all the staff here is really, really professional. They treat you really well. They answer all your questions and they do it with a smile on their face. I think that goes a long way, right? And then I was introduced to the doctor here. Talking to him, I have lived outside of India. I've been to several countries. You can figure out that the doctor is really experienced and he has done it several hundred times. So that gave me a boost. I was very comfortable moving forward with QHT Regrow. And I was that comfortable that I made a decision within a couple of hours that I'm going to have my transplant surgery start from tomorrow, right? Moment I met the doctor. And everything was put to bed right there that I have no concerns. I did ask, obviously, because it's a surgery, I did ask them, what is the recovery process, how much of a pain it's going to be during the surgery and post-surgery. The staff and the doctors and the nurses, they all explained it really, really well. And I was pretty comfortable because, it is a surgery, right? End of the day, it's not like you walk in, get a procedure done and you are in and out. It's not like that, right? Depending on your baldness and how many of the grafts you need to cover your baldness. Starting from there, I would say that, moment my surgery started, I actually did not felt any single bit of pain. Obviously, when the anesthesia, goes down, you do feel a little bit of pinch, but it's not that bad, right? And even after post-surgery, my pain was not that bad at all. I had literally, I would say, really, really minor swelling because I have seen some folks who have gone through hair transplant surgery and their forehead and eyes have ballooned up. In my case, especially, and obviously QHT Regrow videos that I have seen, I have not seen anybody having that bad of a swelling. And my recovery was pretty good as well. I did add a little bit of itch, but I think that's expected coming out of the surgery. All the instructions that were shared by the doctor and the staff here at QHT Regrow really helped me out. And good thing is that, you can WhatsApp message, right? And you can call the front desk. They will connect you to the nurse and the medical staff to address your concerns, right? Which I think stands out comparing to any other clinics I have been. Obviously, when you talk about, me living in United States for almost 20 years now, I know how much red tape we have in United States around the medical processes. They let you go through a queue, have you wait for a certain amount of time before you can actually connect to the nurse and get an answer to whatever concerns you have. Here at QHC, the turnaround time was great. Again, I was blown away by the professionalism here. And one thing that a lot of people would doubt about, which, again, I grew up in India, so I know how things work, right? One thing that was on back of my mind is, how clean the environment here is and how much of a precaution everybody from the staff who's doing my surgery is taking. And I was very convinced, looking around, obviously peeking here and there on how things work here. So it was really satisfying. And overall, most of my concerns were addressed really well. Post surgery, I did had to sleep in a certain manner for a week, and I followed up regularly with QHT staff. QHT staff followed up with me as well as to how I am feeling. I think that was nice for them to proactively reach out to me, obviously. And post that, I did got up. So kind of switching gears a little bit, right? Because I was supposed to leave for Chicago within a month's time period. I did got my first PRP done even before my hair transplant. And then I used a prescribed medicine for almost a year now, right? It's almost completing 1 year of my surgery, and I'm here for my second PRP. My growth has been pretty awesome. All my family, friends, everybody compliments my hair now, which is great, right? Because for last 5 or 6 years, I was on the verge of getting completely bald from the front of my head, and I would say crown area as well. So it's pretty awesome. I have been religiously taking all the prescribed medication, the oil, and some other pills, which has been great. I haven't felt any side effects as well, because some people have talked about, there are different myths about, oh, if you get a hair transplant, you get certain diseases, you end up, getting into some sort of, situation. But I am a testimonial of that those are all myth. Obviously, your doctor, they do your blood checkups and everything, and they see if you are a candidate for it. It's not like they'll make you walk through something and they want to just sell you idea of getting hair transplant. Shedding phase was okay too. I did lose hair during the shedding phase, and but I wasn't stressed about it. I think stress is the key, obviously, as we all know, in getting good set of hair, whether you have gone through hair transplant or if you have real set of hair. So I didn't stress a lot on the shedding part of things, because obviously I have seen a lot of videos and I've talked to the doctor. It's expected to lose hair. I really start seeing a lot of growth. I would say the 90-day mark of my hair transplant, where I could visibly tell the difference, where I was pre-surgery, pre-hair transplant versus post-hair transplant. I would say from 90-day onwards to 6 month, like 120-day mark, I think I had a great set of hair, and it was literally like the first time I got a formal haircut at a barber shop, because before that I was concerned, obviously, when you are getting a hair transplant, whether I should show up at the barber shop and get the haircut done. So I was just, managing my side locks and everything at home. And then at 6 month mark, when I went for the haircut, I mean, I literally have a huge, dense set of hair where I got the hair transplant done. And even in the backside where my donor area was, it was pretty much healed up. Like nobody could even tell that I've gotten the surgery done from a prospect of seeing any visible marks or anything. It looks as good as my original hair. It's kind of funny. I'll tell you the story also. When I was coming to India from Chicago last year, I haven't even met QHT people. I met somebody who's based out of New Delhi, and he was telling me about QHT regrow. But because of COVID reason and, some blockades, like people could not cross the states, he had to choose somebody in NCR region. And moment I saw this individual, I could tell the way his hair were transplanted, they were literally visible gaps. So I'm like, dude, if I get the hair transplant done, I don't want people to, moment they see me, to figure out, well, Varun has done his hair transplant. So I was like, I did ask him, after that was my first time meeting him, right? So I could not just throw that question or a curveball at him that, hey, did you get your hair transplant done? No. So it's a 15-hour flight, and, we got into the conversation. Obviously, my kids were up pretty much most of the duration. So slowly, when we eased into these conversations, I did ask him, right, he was telling me, oh, I got my hair transplant. I was supposed to go to QHT, but I ended up doing an NCR. And I did question him, like, why do you have these gaps? Because I could visibly tell that you have transplanted hair on the temple area. So he helped me a lot too from answering some of my questions. And he was like, go for QHT. They are the best. And me coming here, talking to the staff, it kind of sealed the deal for me. And I think down the road, I'm here and I'm really happy with the results. And I definitely recommended my cousin who flew in from United States. He lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. Last year, I think it was November, he got his hair transplant in. And then I have a friend of mine who's coming down next week for his hair transplant. So all right. So as far as the hair transplant is done, I got the transplant done in my crown area, the middle area, and the frontal area. So pretty much this was all, I would say, really weak, where people can call me a bald guy because of that, right? So I got about 5,800 grafts done through QHT Technique. And I was convinced that I want to do QHT because the way it was explained to me by the doctors here, that it's like they have tags on the go, and they kind of taking the hair out from the donor area, and without spending a lot of time or keeping it on their desk or plate, transplanting it directly. So that keeps, I guess, all the necessary elements of a hair intact, because the process is done in a quite quick manner, as QHT stands for, right? So I think that was pretty good. As far as my surgery, it's been almost a year. My growth has been awesome. Like, I get compliments from people, and I did not talk about my surgery to my colleagues who are obviously from Chicago and United States, and they asked me what I have done to my hair in last 1 year or so. So I take it as a positive compliment. I'm really happy with the results. So no regrets. Go for it. It doesn't hurt you. I mean, it does hurt a little bit, but that's part of our surgery. You have pain medication management. You have everything that you could ask for. As a grown man, I think I would say the intensity of pain is probably 0.5 in my case. So I would say don't sit back. It gives you, I guess, 10 years of your age back from my perspective. So I'll take it. And yeah, I think finance and investment is all obviously one of the important factor when you choose your hair transplant procedure, because you do have to invest some money. But I think comparatively, based on the results that I have seen on the different videos and testimonials, what I have heard from other people, I think everything was awesome from a pricing perspective, financial perspective, and obviously from the results perspective, it worked out really well. Like, this was my donor area, right? Primarily, this is your donor area when you go through the hair transplant. And, I can't tell. I keep looking at it myself as well to see if it is visibly different from what it used to be before the hair transplant surgery, but I couldn't tell anything. So overall, it's a great procedure. Again, not too expensive. Pain management is good. And again, I would highly recommend to get it done. There is no point holding on to it or waiting for you to get completely bald, because you don't want to get completely bald and then opt for hair transplant. That will possibly, in a way that people will remember it. You have got the hair transplant then. So even if you're midway, I think there are different surgeries and recommendations, and doctor can recommend you, but they'll tell you what's right to do at what time. So I would say go for it again. All right, you can see my before hair transplant pictures here, right? And then on my left side of the screen, you can see my post hair transplant results, and how much of a growth I have had and how different it looks from a density perspective as well. All right, thanks QHT. You guys rock, and I'm really happy. So I really appreciate everything that you guys have done, from doctors to medical staff to nursing staff. All right.
By the 12-month mark after the transplant, the transplanted follicles had matured beautifully, giving the hairline a sharp, well-defined and aesthetically balanced shape. Lush growth was evident across the frontal region, while the crown area, once sparse and lifeless, had now developed into a flawless natural swirl that perfectly mimicked natural hair direction. The harmony between transplanted and native hairs was so seamless that it was impossible to distinguish one from the other, resulting in an overall look that appeared effortlessly natural. Another remarkable achievement at this stage was the donor area, which had healed flawlessly without any visible scarring, showcasing the precision and finesse of our experts' advanced extraction technique. It is important to remember that every patient's growth and recovery timeline is unique, and with the right planning, execution, and aftercare, such transformations are not only possible but also sustainable for years to come. If you want to know more, comment on hair transplant.
And I got my hair transplant done in the year 2023. So it's been 2 years, and I've been through 3 rounds of PRP post my hair transplant, and overall I'm really happy with the results. In fact, I have recommended my cousin who got his hair transplant done here last year. He's very happy as well. And I also recommended tons of my friends too. I'm hoping they'll stop by QHT as well. So yeah, that's my overall experience. Awesome. Yeah, on the day of surgery, I think the doctor and the staff here was very helpful, friendly. They made sure that I'm following along with the instructions that they were giving me. At the same time, they were pretty informative about the steps that they're going to take. So they were keeping me in the loop. That made me feel really comfortable. And then they offered me, an option to speak up if I'm having some discomfort or pain, which I did, so they did added some additional anesthesia for me when it was wearing off. My surgery lasted, actually, I did it in 3 sittings. And since my grafts were really high, 5,800, so it has to be done in 3 sittings. And I spent about 6 to 8 hours for the good portion of those 3 days. I think the one thing that really impressed me about the cleanliness and the professionalism of not only doctors but the staff here as well. They were very friendly. They offered me to take a break for washroom, snacks and everything. So they really took care of me, and I was very comfortable, although this process is pretty invasive. But I'll tell you, I didn't felt any pain during the process, and I was very happy, that I was scared originally about going through this procedure, especially it has to do with your head, and you don't want to take a chance. But the way I was operated and the transplant was conducted, I knew that, I choose the right place. So yeah, it was wonderful. Yeah, as far as the surgery is concerned, I luckily haven't gone through surgery anywhere, but I've seen my relatives going through that surgery and operations and OD and whatnot. It usually is pretty stressful environment where people get scared and feared for what's there to come. But I think here, because of the constant communications and hearing what a doctor and the staff is going to do next, it really make you feel at ease, because you know what's coming next, right? There's supposed to somebody just putting a needle down your head or something. So I really like that part. I think it was awesome. So yeah. Yeah, I think the post-surgery instructions were shared with me from what diet to take, how often I need to spray the saline water. And then also I stopped by, because I was not too far from the QHT clinic. I stopped by for the first wash as well. In between, the staff followed up with me on my phone number, constantly asking me how I'm doing and everything. One other thing that I felt was awesome, because obviously, like everybody, I did tons of research on YouTube, and I literally had not much swelling. Like I've seen people forehead ballooning up, right? I did have some swelling, but it was not visible. So it was awesome, and I felt at ease because I was not seeing any signs. Obviously, going through the surgery is a little scary, but the way everything worked out for me, I couldn't ask for anything more than that. And the follow-ups were there continuously, even post a year from the surgery, where somebody from the staff had followed up. During the course of that, I did have questions, right? But then I knew that somebody would follow up, at the morning of their time. So yeah, it was good, and I really liked dealing with their staff as well as the rest of the crew here. So yeah, my overall experience post-surgery has been great. I had a good growth of hair within 6 to 9 months of span, right? Got a lot of compliments from my friends and family, even from my colleagues at work. So I felt great about it. I think the results are awesome where I was before hair transplant. And I got to the decision because I'm this is the right time for me. And a lot of people who are on the fence about not going through the hair transplant, I would highly recommend them to go do that. It's not that painful. It's managed by doctors and the staff really well, and then they have medication to manage your pain. And quite honestly, like, I stopped taking painkillers within 3 to 4 days after my surgery. Never touched that after. So don't be scared. Don't be on the fence. Go for it. I think it's kind of a life-changing event because you lost hair, you kind of got bald, and then you get full set of hair, which, by the way, are your own hair. It's not like you're putting a hair patch, which obviously looks really fake. And I did visit a shop where somebody recommended me to put a hair patch, but I hated it because off the bat it looks fake, right? So I think hair transplant is the way to go, and I would highly recommend anybody who wants to go down that path. All right, so I've been into this journey for 2 years now. My transplant was done in 2023. I think the hair growth has been awesome. This is my third PRP, and I try to visit India from Chicago every year. So I'm looking forward to coming next year, continue my journey and share my story, and obviously get one more PRP done while I am here. So good luck to everybody who's trying to get their hair transplant done. Again, I highly recommend QHT. It's the right place for you guys. Good luck.
These are our patient's 24 monthly results, where he got the final outcomes. The transformation was nothing short of a 360-degree turnaround. The kind of change he experienced was beyond even his own expectations. A person who once held himself back from fully enjoying his youth because of the constant self-consciousness about his appearance was now living life with complete freedom and confidence. The right decision at the right time can completely change not just your look, but your life. A hair transplant doesn't just bring back your hair, but it brings back your lost confidence too.
Hello friends, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please like this video, share and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you will get update on every video.